So to end with today then, as we've talked about read-aloud-ability, if you have not already read this book, I suggest you go out and buy it today and read it today. It's called Reading Magic by Mem Fox, and it's really your Bible on reading aloud. She gives a marvellous description of how to read aloud well to children of all ages, and she also demonstrates it with great verve and vigour on her website. So a wonderful tool for you to give to teachers, librarians, parents, really pretty much everyone. And if you read the book, you'll find out that she says, what probably all of us already know is reading aloud cures pretty much everything, from warts to global warming. Some skeptics may say to you, well, why or how could that be? And I think maybe the words of William Carlos Williams, that wonderful poet and physician, sum it all up. He said, you cannot get the news from poems, and I would add picture books, yet men die every day from lack of what lies therein. I think picture books and poetries are mostly about distilling some beauty or truth to its finest essence. And when you're reading aloud to a child, you're feeding their heart with beauty and truth, what they crave most, in fact. Interesting to note, the French word for heart is la coeur. And when you read aloud to a child, I truly believe you are giving them courage. You're feeding their heart. You're giving them courage to face their fears and their troubles. So I want to end with reading aloud from one of my books that really is about the power of reading aloud. It's called Raj the Bookstore Tiger, illustrated by Paige Kaiser. And it's about this little cat, Raj, who truly believes he's a tiger because everybody tells him so, and he's got a beautiful golden coat and chocolate stripes, and his owner, Felicity, fathering him, has him at story time in the bookstore. So everything is wonderful until one day a visiting cat called Snowball bursts poor Raj's tiger bubble, ridicules him and tells him he's not a real tiger, and so poor little Raj is reduced to a huddled hump in the store or hides beneath his mistress's chair. Luckily for Raj, though, Felicity knows exactly what to do to restore him to his former tiger glory. One night, as Raj hid beneath Felicity's chair, he heard her reading aloud from a book. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, she said. Raj poked his head out and peered at Felicity. Yes, Raj, she whispered, isn't this a splendid poem by Mr. Blake? I knew you'd like it. Slowly, Raj crawled up into Felicity's lap. He sat there purring loudly all evening as she read the poem to him again and again. So I love this particular part of the story, not just because Raj is being read aloud to, but you might not be able to see it very well there, but outside, and I never tell the illustrator what to draw, of course, she has put a beautiful starry sky. Well, you know that I come from Scotland, and of course I miss my green rolling hills and the smell of the ocean. A big consolation about living in Colorado, I think, is the starry skies. And every night when I go out and look at those starry skies, I think of those words from a poem by Jared Manley Hopkins, and it goes something like this. Oh, look up at the skies. Look at all the firefolk sitting in the air. Firefolk, what an amazing description of stars. And I like to think of the firefolk in my life as those great writers like Madeline L'Engle, William Steig, Hopkins, writers who may not be alive now, but whose words still live, and they touch me with goodness and grace and light. So, for all of us picture book writers, may we all strive to write words that will indeed weave a web of wonder for our little ones, a web of wonder that may one day help them too, like Raj, to burn bright in the forests of their night. Burn bright